Sitting in a Quicksilver on floats. It doesn't get a lot better than this. The only thing we're missing is a place to actually put it in the water right here at AirVenture Oshkosh. Speaking with Todd Ellison, the sales manager for Quicksilver Aeronautics. Todd, you got a lot of interesting products now in your portfolio, let's say. You got kit products for 7 different models of aircraft and kits that have been well proven. You're going to have an SLSA Sport 2S, and that means you can have an ELSA Sport 2S. You're going to have a GT500 Sport 2S, and therefore ELSA on that as well. You're getting quite a portfolio here to offer dealers. Let's say I'm a dealer and I come to you and go, Todd, I'd like to get into the business of selling airplanes, or maybe I already sell them and I want to add your line. What do you tell people?
Well, yeah, that's the thing that we're most excited about with the Special Light Sport Aircraft, is that it is now legal to use that plane for training and compensation and rental. And that's been the missing ingredient for dealerships in our industry for a long time. So I think that's where our niche is right now, is that Special Light Sport Aircraft, having dealers get set up for doing their flight instruction. But in addition, they will be able to have an income from rental. And as the experimental light sport version of the SLSA, they'll be able to also do the assembly for the customer, which prior to this hasn't been something that's been legal to do. The customer had to build it.
So that's kind of a big deal, and I've been in the dealership business. You have. Our famous videographer has been in the business. We've all done this thing. It's not easy to be in. It's not easy to be in any business, but aviation's got its own peculiarities. And one of the things you've got to do is several different things. You've got to be able to do some flight instruction, do some maintenance, maybe build some airplanes for people, sell some airplanes. You can offer them pretty much a whole package of that stuff now. A dealership can make a viable business out of this, right?
Yep, that's right. Now with the SLSA and being able to do the flight instruction, that's the backbone of the business. Even before flight instruction comes the demo flight. And with demo flights, that breeds activity, then you do the flight training, and you do the aircraft sales, and then you do the assembly and the accessories. And we have a lot of different options, like agriculture, or there's many different uses that dealers are using to complete their business.
Well, let's touch on that agriculture thing for a bit, because our alert viewers, and many of them know that you can't do that kind of work in a Special Light Sport aircraft, but you can in an experimental, which sort of throws people a little bit. Give us a little more information on that. And by the way, you can do that with the airplane we're in, or one like it, or the GT500. You've got a micro spray system, right?
That's correct.
Tell us some more.
Yeah, it's about 20 years ago, it's when it started. We developed a spray system for these light aircraft, and the idea is that instead of the large droplets that bigger aircraft put out, we have a CDA system, controlled droplet application, and it puts out a fine mist, and then that allows the rate to be reduced.
So you don't have to carry as much stuff.
Yeah, right, and that's what makes them
fluid, or whatever it is.
Yeah, and we have fleets of these operating. Columbia's one where they're doing sugar cane, and we have bananas, and they've been doing it successfully, and I've done it for 3 years when I was farming back in the 80s. So,
well, that's kind of a key component. You have to do it with an experimental light sport aircraft. You have to either be out of the U.S., where many other countries do allow this. But in the U.S., it has to be your own property. Is that correct?
That's correct. You can spray your own property. You just can't do it for compensation.
You can't go to the other guy's farm and do his. But there's a lot of big farming operations, especially here in the Midwest, and this could be a very economic. That's not cheap to go hire somebody to do that. I know.
That's right.
You're using big equipment, expensive stuff. You got to pay the guy flying and all that. So you could save some real money and approach smaller fields too, right?
Well, that's how I got started in it. We had a wet year. The egg cats and egg planes were backed up for weeks, and our crop was already heading out, being taken over by weeds. And so I saw the ad on Farm Journal showing these things spraying, and we bought one. Long story short, sprayed our crop, saved the crop, paid for the thing in the first year. It was
Is that right?
Really a boom for us.
So dealers can offer quite a range of stuff from the Quicksilver Aeronautics company these days. You're the man they want to contact.
That's right.
And plus, you go all over the world with these airplanes too. So this is not just a U.S. dealership opportunity. You got a lot of dealers around the world, correct?
Yep, we're looking for all parts of the world, and we have a lot of open areas. And you know, we've set up, we're ready to go, and we have all the product now that a person needs to successfully have a Quicksilver dealership.
What would be some of the requirements? Say I, as an individual, came to you and said, "Hey, I'm looking at getting into this." What would be some of the minimum requirements that
Good question.
I'd need?
Sure. Yeah. You know, the discount on the aircraft depends on the level of dealership that you want. There's 3 levels, and the discounts go up with the more aircraft that you're able to sell. As other requirements would be things like you or somebody that you hire or contract to has to be a flight instructor. You know, you'll need a place to operate from. You know, an airport, an air park. There's a minimum requirement of a 1,500-foot strip, but that's the main part of it for a simple dealership. And then, like, you can go into all the other things that we've been talking about, and there is some training required for some of those things.
Sure. Well, yeah, training always is required. You have the facility to do some of that. There are other people that provide those services, so that's not hard to get. A lot of good information about it, but surely if someone is interested in being a dealer, they're going to need more details, some specific numbers and so forth. We don't want to do that here, but where would they go to contact you on the web, Todd? Yeah,
our website has a special tag for dealership interest, and that will, once they fill out the form, they'll get a explanation of the basic dealership program, and then I will also send an email that gives the full overview of the program.
Great. And the web address?
Is quicksilveraircraft.com.
There you go. I can also help connect you to Quicksilver Aircraft through my website, where I've got coverage on all these airplanes and many more at bydanjohnson.com or bydanjohnson.com. Thanks a lot for coming along today.